Hey, what is up? How you doing? I am pharmacist Benjamin Knight Fuchs, formulator of Truth Skin Health products, and I thought I'd jump in and do a Facebook Live to tell you about our new release, our ZnO Block. It just came out yesterday. Actually came out, I think it came out Thursday. And we're getting a lot of questions about SPF and about what it blocks and how it works. So I thought I'd just jump on Facebook and do a quick Facebook Live. I'm just going to go ahead and I don't see if I can't tell if anybody's on. Hi, Jason. How you doing? I'm just gonna ramble on about my ZnO Block. Hi, Christy. Hi, Tom. How you guys doing? I'm going to just ramble on about our block, and I'm not going to wait for. I guess I got a whole bunch of people on here. Send me a note in the messages if you've used our ZnO Block. It just came out a couple of days ago. Hi, Marissa. And I want to just clear up some confusion about the ZnO Block. Most importantly, ZnO Block will provide some protection from the environment. It will provide protection from wind. It will provide protection from toxins in the environment because of what is called the exposome, which is the sum total of toxicity that's in the environment. It will also provide some protection from the sun. But this is really important, what I'm going to say now. ZnO Block is not being marketed as a sun block. Hello there, Nene and Anelia and Pam. ZnO Block is not being marketed as a sun block. It says right here, ZnO Block, not ZnO Sunblock. And there's some legal reasons for that. Zinc oxide, and there is about 17 to 18% zinc oxide in this product. I'll tell you about that here in a moment. Zinc oxide has a wonderful reputation as being a sun protective ingredient. Zinc oxide acts like a paint that covers up the surface of the skin. The sun bounces off of that paint. In addition, zinc oxide does have some electromagnetic properties that will allow it to suck up photonic energy. So you will get some sun protection when you use a zinc oxide product. However, in order to make a claim for an SPF, hello everybody, in order to make a claim for an SPF, whether you're claiming sunscreen SPF or sunblock SPF, you have to be a drug manufacturer. Sunblocks and sunscreens are regulated by the FDA as over-the-counter drugs. So in order to make a claim for sunblock or sunscreen protection, you have to be a drug manufacturer. Truth is not a drug manufacturer. We manufacture all our own products, and we don't manufacture drugs. So we cannot make the claim of SPF, we cannot make a claim of sunblock, and we cannot make a claim of sunscreen, and we're not marketing ZnO Block as a sunblock. You will get some sun protection, but it's not being marketed that way. Now, of course, those of you, hi Fatima, those of you guys who have used our ZnO Block, and I'll tell you a little bit about the history of it here in a moment, know that you get great sun protection. In fact, we've tested it. It has about an SPF of 15. Hey, Carol Ann. It has an SPF of 15. Carol Ann says she uses it as a primer. And it's got some really interesting properties, and it will give you some sun protection. We just cannot market it that way. And that's why we don't have an SPF. Hi, Tina. That's why we don't have an SPF claim on it. And that's why we don't even use the word sun anywhere in the marketing. So you will get some sun protection. We just cannot market it that way. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the history of our ZnO Block. I made it first for some of the folks, for Kristen actually, for some of the folks that worked at Truth. They wanted a sun protection product. I knew I could make a sun protection product, so I just made it in-house. And then I started giving it to my friends, and then I started giving it to customers and people, our Truth clients, as a freebie and as a sample, and everybody wanted the product. I was a little bit hesitant because I knew I couldn't make claims for sunblock or sunscreen. I knew it had sunblock properties. I knew it had sunscreen properties. Sunblock properties, but I didn't want to get into that whole mess with what's the SPF and does it block the sun, and I didn't want to get in trouble with the FDA. So I wasn't even going to make it a Truth product. But we did get a lot of pressure, and a lot of folks really wanted it. So we just decided first to sell it to estheticians to use after treatment. Estheticians loved it, and long story short, we just decided to make it into a product. But again, it's not being marketed as a sunblock or as a sunscreen. It does have sunblock properties. It has been tested at an SPF of about 15 or so. It's got around 17%, actually about 17.5% zinc oxide. It also has vitamin C, fat-soluble vitamin C in it, so it has healing properties. Now, zinc oxide on its own will help heal, and Fatima, who is on this call, actually was one of the first people to use. Carlet has about 17.5% zinc. Fatima, who's on this call, actually used it to heal her baby's eczema, and that's what zinc oxide does. Zinc oxide is an incredible healing ingredient. Of course, vitamin C also has healing properties. We also put vitamin E in the ZnO Block. Vitamin E has sun protective properties. Vitamin E is a wonderful antioxidant, specifically for the skin, and vitamin E also helps heal the skin. So this is a healing product. It also will give you some sun protection, although we're not marketing it that way. And most importantly, that's it, by the way. Like all Truth products, you use very, very, very little. Check that out, guys. That's how much you use for your whole face. Maybe a tiny little bit more for your whole face. But what's really neat about it is even though it's zinc oxide, 17.5%, as I said, thanks. Fatima says she used it for her baby's diaper rash. Even though it's zinc oxide, 17.5%, check this out. Okay, I'm going to rub it on my skin like this. You can barely see it's on. It's completely invisible. It blends right in, and that's something that's really neat. That's a formulation technique, if you will, to get the zinc oxide to cover your skin, but not to have a whitening effect. And that's a very important point about zinc oxide. I have been getting all kinds of questions, and there was a question just somebody asked on this Facebook Live. Somebody asked this question, how much zinc oxide is in your ZnO? Now, I have to tell you, I don't know why people all of a sudden are obsessed with the concentration of zinc oxide. I don't know if it was written on a blog or it's been talked about on Instagram. It doesn't really matter how much zinc oxide is in a product as much as it matters how well that zinc oxide spreads. This is one of the reasons why you don't see, yes, you can, Michelle, you can use it around your eyes and eyelids. And it makes a perfect makeup primer. You don't really see a lot of zinc oxide products out there. I'll tell you why. Zinc oxide, number one, is expensive, and zinc oxide, number two, is very difficult to work with. Because you see, in order for zinc oxide to provide some kind of protective benefit for the skin, it has to spread. It has to be able to disperse along the skin. Think about it. Zinc oxide is a mineral. Zinc is a rock. How are you going to get a rock to spread along the skin? Well, it requires some formulation technique in order to do that. So the concentration is nowhere near as important as the ability of that zinc to spread. All right, so when you want to know about the concentration, you're asking companies about the concentration, you're asking us about the concentration of zinc, keep in mind, it's not merely the concentration, it's the spreadability of the zinc. And our zinc oxide in ZnO Sunblock, or ZnO Block, sorry about that, in our ZnO Block spreads very well. So let me talk to you a little bit about SPF, and then let me talk to you a little bit about the distinction, a very important distinction and a very underappreciated distinction between a sunscreen and a sunblock. Even dermatologists and physicians and estheticians don't always make this very important distinction, and they'll use those terms interchangeably, or they'll just refer to everything as a sunscreen. So I'm going to talk about the distinction between a sunscreen and sunblock. I want to tell you about SPF real quick. Navin asked how long can you use it before going out in the sun. I'm not sure what you mean, but you put it on, go out in the sun, and you might want to reapply every, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, half an hour, depending on how long you're going to be out in the sun. I'm going to talk to you about SPF, and this might answer your question, Navin. Would it be diluted with a... yes, it would, Antonia, it would be diluted if you use it with the biomimetic mineral mist. I would use it without the biomimetic mineral mist to get the maximum coverage of zinc. I'll try and get to your questions. I'm not going to answer your questions right away now, so forgive me, but I'll go through all the questions when I'm done. SPF is, everybody knows, it stands for Sun Protection Factor. But what exactly is an SPF? All right, so an SPF is a multiplication factor. What do I mean by that? It's a multiplication factor that's connected to how long it will take you to burn when you're going out in the sun. So if you burn, say in 20 minutes, it takes you 20 minutes to burn when you go out in the sun, and you wear an SPF of 15, now you will burn in 20 minutes times the SPF, times the 15. Now you will burn in 300 minutes. So you take your SPF number and you multiply it by the ordinary amount of time it takes for you to burn, and that will tell you how long your SPF will protect you from burning. If you have ordinarily burn in half an hour, say, and you wear an SPF of 15, now you will burn in 30 minutes times SPF of 15 equals 450 minutes. This is a very important point for a couple of reasons. Number one, the average person, say, burns in 15 to 20 minutes. That means if, say, we'll take 15 minutes as an average of how long it takes for most people to burn. Some people burn, it takes less time for them to burn, sometimes longer, but let's say 15. So if you wear an SPF of 15 and you ordinarily burn in 15 minutes, now you will burn in 15 times 15 minutes, which is 225 minutes. That's almost 4 hours. Now, most people aren't going to be in the sun for more than 4 hours. That means an SPF of 15 is going to be fine for everybody. The reason I bring this up is because you go to the drugstore and you see SPFs of 50, and you see SPFs of 60, and SPFs of 70, and SPFs of 100. These are really silly kinds of products for a couple of reasons. First of all, if you're going to burn in 15 minutes and now you wear an SPF of 100, you're going to burn in 1,500 minutes. The sun isn't even out that long. So for most people, these extreme SPFs are completely irrelevant. But even worse, in order to achieve a high SPF, you have to use a lot of chemicals, nasty chemicals. Sunscreen chemicals are nasty. They're among the most toxic ingredients that are found in skincare products, along with preservatives and maybe fragrances. Those are the big three toxic skincare ingredients, are the sunscreen chemicals, things like octyl methoxycinnamate, octyl salicylate, butyl salicylate. Various sunscreen molecules they'll screen the sun, but they have a high degree of toxicity, and the higher your SPF, the more toxins you're putting on the skin. Secondly, SPF is only a measurement of burning. You have two major sun rays. You actually have three sun rays, but two major sun rays that affect the skin. You have UVA and you have UVB. You also have UVC, but for all intents and purposes, UVC doesn't really affect the skin as much as UVA and UVB. Lori points out that they're toxic to animal life, or marine life. That's a very good point, Lori. So you have UVA and UVB. UVA is a longer ray. It goes deeper into the skin, and it's associated with wrinkles and aging. UVB is a shorter ray, and it's associated with more superficial types of reactions, specifically burning. So think of UVB for burning. Sunscreens only block UVB. Or I should say, SPF is only a measurement of UVB blocking. There are some UVA sunscreens as well. I'll talk about those in a second. So SPF is only a measurement of UVB protection. I hope this isn't too confusing because it's really important. So here's the thing. Number one, if you're using a high SPF, you're exposing your skin to a high amount of toxicity. Number two, if you are wearing an SPF and protecting yourself from UVB and you're not burning, you're going to be staying out in the sun longer, which means you're going to be contacting UVA, the aging ray, with a longer duration. You're going to get more exposure to UVA the more you're wearing a sunscreen that keeps you from burning. You see what I'm saying here? Number one, the UVB protectants are only protecting you from the burning ray, and the higher the SPF, the more toxicity you're exposing yourself to. But also, because burning kind of signals you to get the heck out of the sun, if you're not getting out of the sun because you're not burning, now you've got more exposure to UVA. That means you're exposing your skin to aging. You're increasing the likelihood of wrinkles and photo damage, all because you're staying out in the sun longer because you're wearing UVB. You're wearing UVB protectant, I should say. Hope that is not too confusing because it's really, really important. Now, this is why I like sunblocks. A sunblock is distinct from a sunscreen. A sunblock, as the name implies, blocks the sun. That means it's like a coating on the skin, and the sun's rays hit the coating and bounce back up. There's no chemical reaction that's occurring between a sunscreen, whether it's titanium dioxide or zinc oxide. Those are the only two sunscreens or sunblock ingredients. There's no chemical reaction that's occurring. Unlike a sunscreen, which does have a chemical reaction that occurs. It's a chemical reaction that occurs between the sun and the sunscreen chemical. Not only that, but the sun will activate that sunscreen chemical, creating an electrically active compound on the surface of your skin that is thought to be associated with unpleasant effects on the skin, including possibly, I'm not going to say this for a fact, but possibly even skin cancer. In any case, you're electrifying the molecule by the reaction between the sun and the sunscreen chemical. Not only that, but the sunscreen chemical is degraded by the sun. So the sunscreen chemical that you're putting on your skin to protect yourself from the sun breaks down as the sun hits it. So over time, your sunscreen chemical isn't even going to be as effective as it was when you first put it on. Now, I said earlier how UVB, sunscreens only protect against UVB. There are some UVA sunscreens, particularly the benzones. You may have seen the term oxybenzone or avobenzone. Those are the two major UVA protectant sunscreens. The problem with these is they're incredibly toxic. Your UVB sunscreens, those are toxic. Things like octamethoxycinnamate and octosalicylate, those are toxic. But the oxybenzones and avobenzones are incredibly toxic, or more toxic than the UVB sunscreens, and they're more unstable, which means they break down even quicker than your UVB sunscreen agents. So you can see why, personally, I say go with a sunblock. It's stable, it's non-toxic, it doesn't kill marine life, and it blocks UVA, UVB, and UVC. And bonus, on top of everything else, when you use zinc oxide as your sunblock, you get healing effects. So your ZnO Block will not only block the sun, UVA and UVB and UVC, but it will also heal your sunburn if you were to get a sunburn, or heal cuts and scrapes and burns, your baby's diaper rash. It's a healing ingredient. I also use, as I said earlier, vitamin C and vitamin E, which amplify or boost the healing properties of ZnO. So ZnO is great for protecting yourself from the exposome, the sum total of toxins that are in the environment. It will block the sun. It will also accelerate healing from cuts and from scrapes, from sunburn, and from diaper rash. You can use it on your lips. It's got vitamin C and vitamin E, so you get the vitamin C benefits, the anti-aging benefits of vitamin C, the antioxidant benefits of vitamin E. Of course, it has no preservatives. It's made with it's formulated with zinc oxide that blends right into your skin, so you don't even know you're wearing it. You can use it as a primer. It's really an incredible, incredible product. And I wasn't going to market it, but we just got a lot of letters and a lot of folks who wanted to purchase it. So it's now available on truthtreatments.com. It's $79 for the tube, and it'll probably last you, I don't know, if you use it every day, it'll last you maybe 2 months or so. All our Truth Skin Health products are made to be super, super concentrated. Yes, multiple purpose, Cassie. All right, so I'm going to answer some questions. Let's see. Do I plan on producing the product for the... Yeah, that's a great question. Tina asked about products for the entire body. We do have some body products coming out, but because my philosophy is to create super active formulations, you're always going to know a Truth formulation because it's going to be concentrated, it's going to be super active, and it's going to be packed with vitamins and nutrients. That's the way I like to formulate. And it's not going to have bad stuff in it like preservatives or sunscreen chemicals for that matter. But the problem is you got a lot of skin on your body. There's a lot of stuff to cover. So with the face, I can make a really concentrated formulation that will last you a really long time and provide value. It's much more difficult to do that for the surface area, the larger surface area of the skin. So we do have some body products, but I just can't make them as active and as packed with the good stuff as I can with facial products, because you have to spread them all over your body and it would just be cost prohibitive. But really, Tina, you should use your Truth Treatments facial products all over your body if you can, because skin is skin, you know, and we care about our face more than we care about the rest of our bodies typically, but it's still skin. And if you're addressing the cell, which we're doing, it doesn't matter whether that skin cell is located under your eyes or on your face or on your décolleté. And by the way, the ZnO Block is great for the décolleté area, or on your butt or on your feet or anywhere else. A skin cell is a skin cell is a skin cell, and Truth Skin Health products are designed to address the skin cell wherever it is. So I hope I answered that question. Tina and Antonia, yes, the biomimetic mineral mist will dilute the zinc oxide. I would use the zinc oxide straight. Let's see here. Michelle says, can you use it around your eyes and eyelids? Absolutely, you can. Do you have a book I recommend about skincare? You know, I read textbooks. That's my thing. And those are really the best books on skincare is textbooks. Also go to, if you want to do research, go to scholar.google.com or pubmed.com, and you'll get a lot of research papers. The good stuff is really hard to read. Most of the books that you get on skincare, they're designed for the general public, and you're not really going to get good information. Most of the information that you get from the books are based on memes and based on kind of old conventional wisdom. Well, if you've been following my work, and I've been doing skin now for almost 40 years, you know I don't believe in memes, and I don't follow conventional wisdom when it comes to healthcare in general or when it comes to skincare. So all the stuff that I've gotten, all the stuff you hear me talking about, I've gotten from research, I've gotten from my clinical experience working with patients, and I've gotten from being in the laboratory working with formulations. I read textbooks and I read papers. That's where I get all my information. So unfortunately, I can't really recommend a good book, Andrea, but get on scholar.google.com and just search for various subjects. And if you have questions after you do your research, send me an email. Ben@truthtreatments.com or support@truthtreatments.com. I'm always happy to answer questions. Let's see here. Percentage of zinc, 17.5%. Thank you for all your compliments, you guys. Okay. Nene says, I placed an order a month ago and I got super allergies. I'd love to hear more about that. I don't know if you mean you had allergic reaction. There's really nothing you could have an allergic reaction to in our Truth formulations. We go out of our way to make sure there's nothing allergenic in any of our products. But if you do have an unstable immune system, in other words, your immune system is jumpy, usually from the inside, most health challenges on the skin start off on the inside, you may react to certain things. It's always hard to predict. So I'd love to hear more about that, Nane. Yes, Cassie, I do the Brightside radio program every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to 10 Mountain Standard Time. There's years of archives. I've been doing them since 2010. It's got years of archives with a search engine at brightsideben.com. And we're also working on a podcast, a skincare podcast. And I also started doing Clubhouse, you guys. So if you're not on Clubhouse, follow me on Clubhouse and you'll get notified when I do a Clubhouse talk. Let's see. Missed how soon? Zoya, missed how soon should you reapply it? Reapply it every 10 or 15 minutes, depending on your skin type, every 20 minutes for some folks. Personally, I reapply mine if I'm laying out in the sun every half hour, but I have darker skin. So it kind of depends on your skin type, Zoya. A client could only buy Lori says, a client could only buy one product out of the line. What would you recommend? By far and away, our flagship product is our Truth Transdermal C Serum. That would be the one to buy if you want to buy just one product. If you want to buy a bundle, we have something called our Perfect Pair, which is our Truth Transdermal C Serum with our Biomimetic Mineral Mist. And it's really very reasonably priced for what you're getting. Derma Roller. Hey, Tom, use our Truth Transdermal C Serum with your Derma Roller, our Biomimetic Mist with Mineral Mist with your Derma Roller, and our Omega-6 Healing Cream also with the Derma Roller. Matthew says, does the sunblock leave a white cast? Check this out. Or Matthew and Athena. I'm not sure if you're Matthew or Athena. Check this out. There's the sunblock. Watch my face here. See how it starts off white a little bit? Completely gone. No more white. No white cast. The consistency is kind of like, it's a fatty consistency, but it's not really oily. That's kind of the consistency. I don't know if you can see that there. It feels really good. And you don't have to use it just as a sunblock. And again, for you guys who came on later, we are not marketing ZnO Block as a sunblock. We are not marketing ZnO Block as a sunblock. It does have sun protective properties. It has been tested at an SPF of 15. But again, SPF is only UVB. This will block UVA, UVB, and UVC, but we're not marketing it as a block because in order for it to be, for us to market it as a block or even to call it a block, we don't say sun anywhere on our marketing or on the tube. In order for us to do that, we have to be a drug manufacturer. Only drug companies, over-the-counter drug companies, can make a claim, make a product that has a claim as a sunblock or as a sunscreen. I hope that explains that. Dana says you can purchase from a pro that carries Truth Treatments. That's true. Thank you, Michelle. You're going to love it. I'd love to hear what you say. Michelle says, we met at CSPE Denver. I did a peel class. Wish I could see your face. I don't remember your name, Michelle. And then let me see if I have any more questions. Ben, may I ask you what are your thoughts regarding cruelty? Oh, that's a great question, Carla. Carla, answer this back here. Are you by any chance a millennial? Carla says, Ben, may I ask you what are your thoughts regarding cruelty-free brands? It might be a good topic for an FB Live. It's always educational to hear from you. All right, so Carla, let me know if you're a millennial, because it seems like millennials are more focused on cruelty-free. The younger generations are more than the boomers and Generation X, are more focused on purpose and mission and big picture kinds of things. Really love the millennials and the Zoomers, who are the generation after the millennials. And even there's a new generation called Generation Alpha that's following the Zoomers. The younger generation, younger kids are just really beautiful. They're going to be the ones that really change the world in a big way. And kudos to the millennials and the Zoomers. I have a lot of millennials and Zoomers working for me, and I love your attitude, and I love the way you think, Carla. Assuming you're a millennial, looks like you are. So here's the thing on cruelty-free. Cruelty-free involves animal testing. We do not test on animals. Now, we do have some products in our collagen recovery complex. Thank you, Athena. We do have some ingredients in our collagen recovery complex for building collagen that are animal-based, specifically collagen, because you can't get collagen from plants. And it turns out that when you eat collagen, oh, hey, hi, Michael. Nice to see you. When you eat collagen, you build your own collagen. So it's very important that if you're going to build collagen, that you put collagen in your system. Now, if you're a vegan or vegetarian, hi, Maraf, you can't do that. And that's unfortunate if you can't eat meat, but you're not going to get the collagen peptides. You're not going to get the building blocks for building collagen. So I had to put that in my collagen recovery complex. We also use in our omega-6 healing cream and also in our True Transdermal C serum, we also use a derivative from sheep's wool, cholesterol specifically. And I just love cholesterol as an active ingredient. No sheep are killed to get the cholesterol, but for some folks, they may consider that to be harsh to the animal. So aside from the cholesterol, which is in the omega-6 healing cream and our True Transdermal C serum and our collagen recovery complex, we don't use any animal product. I suppose our honey also, in a couple of our products, we use honey. So aside from the honey and the cholesterol and the collagen in the collagen recovery complex, we don't use any animal products, but all our animal ingredients, but all our products, all our formulations are cruelty-free. No cruelty involved. I'm not a cruel person. Truth is not a cruel company, and our formulations are cruelty-free. No cruelty. Hope that answers your question. Thanks for asking. And you're absolutely correct, Antonia. Antonia says, not only millenniums, I'm also interested in cruelty-free products. 100% correct. It's not just millennials and it's not just the Zoomers. I just noticed that the millennials and the Zoomers seem to be very concentrated, very focused on big picture kinds of concepts. And kudos to you guys for doing that. Certainly you're not the only ones, but as a generation, if I can stereotype, which I hate doing, as a generation or as two generations, you guys, I like the way you guys think. All right. Let's see what else. Stretch marks. Cassie, best thing for stretch marks is as your belly is expanding, assuming you're meaning the stretch marks you get when you're pregnant, as your belly is expanding, you want to put omega-6 healing cream right on the belly. And ideally, you want to put some retinol in there as well. Your doctor may not like the idea of putting retinol on the belly. I think I have no problem with putting retinol in the belly. So kind of like a misunderstanding about using retinol and retinoic acid topically when you're pregnant, because if you take too much vitamin A orally, it's thought that you could create some problems because vitamin A is such a powerful vitamin. That doesn't really happen topically, but there are some medical professionals who don't want to take any chances. I don't think it's a problem. A little bit of retinol, omega-6 and omega-6 healing cream on the belly as it is expanding out. And the more omega-6 healing cream you could put on the belly and the more frequently you can apply it, the less likely you're going to be to get stretch marks. Hope that answers that. Thank you, Danae. Danae says she loves our collagen recovery complex. It's also, collagen recovery complex is formulated for your skin, for collagen in your skin, but it's also great for preventing post-surgical scarring, and that includes plastic surgery, and accelerating post-surgical healing, and it will also help your nails grow faster and your hair grow faster. That's our collagen recovery complex. Zoya says taking our collagen and fulvic vitamins. Fulvics, I'm not going to talk about fulvics. I talk about them all the time. We may do another Facebook Live on fulvics. So I hope I answered any questions you may have about our ZnO sunblock. It does, again, I know I said it a bunch of times. I'll say it one last time. We're not marketing it as a sunblock. We're not marketing it as a sunscreen. It will block the sun. It does have an SPF of around 15. It's got about 17.5% zinc oxide, but we can't say it's a sunblock. We don't say it's a sunblock because we have to be a drug manufacturer in order to make that claim. Athena, no, you don't have to worry about any ingredients with the LED mask. In fact, the LED mask will help drive active ingredients into the skin, as with our galvanic device. So I particularly recommend using our sheet mask before you use, or while you're using the LED mask. Apply it before you put the LED mask on. All right, you guys, that's our Facebook Live for today. I know I haven't done one in a while. I'll do one again. Any more questions here? Digestive health is the best skincare. You are absolutely right. Thank you, Robert. All right, you guys, take care. Nice to see everybody, at least see everybody's questions and see everybody's names. And we'll leave this up on our page if you want to review it. Take care. Bye for now.